high-flying Guy Cooper flew onto the scene back in the mid-'80s, and by the time he was done, he was 4th on the all-time 125 win list with 16 victories. Guy won the 1990 AMA 125 Motocross Championship, beating Mike Kiedrowski by 1 point with the win at the final race. Cooper transitioned quite nicely to off-road competition and had many strong years competing for Team Suzuki in the GNCC Series. However, his greatest off-road accomplishment was winning 2 ISDE gold medals in that annual international competition in 1995 and 96. Cooper has always managed to keep the fun in whatever discipline he races. In fact, he returned to the Nationals last year and finished 21st in the series at 40 years young. When he isn't racing, Cooper is busy promoting his newest venture in motocross, Extreme Pit Bikes. Guy will be at most of the Nationals this year with his replica pit bike. Away from the Nationals, Guy and his wife Wanda keep up their huge piece of property in Oklahoma known as Cooperland for all the fun trails and tracks. And back to Budds Creek in the midst of Moto number 2, 125 class, and the watch is really on James Bubba Stewart. While we were away, David, he's picked up almost 4 more spots, so now he's in the top 10 as we take a look at 111 Grant Langston.
Well, it's a good thing Grant isn't worried about Stewart because he's already caught him and he was in last. Look at James. You know what saved that? He was wide open. If he'd have let off the throttle right there, that would have been another swap. A little bit bigger than the one he already did, and there he is passing Mike Brown. Okay, got that guy, cross him off the list. Boniface, you see the way he approached that jump, he's almost dragging the foot pegs. When you lay the bike like that over off the takeoff, you don't get any height, and he stays lower than anybody else.
106 is Darrell Hurley, 111 Grant Langston. Here comes 259, James Bubba Stewart on the outside. David, this kid is unbelievable. I was out riding the YZ250 the other day. There's things he does that you just can't teach.
Well, you know, you don't have to be a great caliber rider to have an appreciation for what he's able to do on the bike. And, you know, I know our producer's like, okay, all right, he's in 7th. He's in, you know, whatever position, and by the time those guys find him, he's already passed 3 more guys. I'm amazed that we have this much footage of him right now because it's, you know, you usually follow the lead of the race, but he's moving up through the pack faster than anything I've ever seen. And this 125, Langston's just he's gonna watch him disappear is what he's gonna see happen.
Catches Hurley first on the outside. Look at that. Perfect line, drops down. Hurley has nowhere to go.
Doesn't touch him either. That's what was beautiful about that pass. You know, that's why I harassed Mike Brown just a little bit, you know, for the way he was able to, if that was Mike Brown making that pass, it would have been a touch of contact. And when James passes you so, all right, I got to what?
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, I got to see
Brock
that again.
Sellers is right in front of James Bubba Stewart, and you said this earlier, this is fun to him. This is like a video game. Well, if this video game's for sale, I think most of America is going to buy it.
You know what? I don't even remember what I was saying. He laid it over off of that jump.
Look at that.
Okay, there's another one.
And what does Brock Sellers? Leaves him dead in the water.
He didn't touch him. And Brock's just like, whoa, where did that come from? And his lap times, just so you know, that was the first time I've seen him off balance yet because he was wide open. He was able to save it. Look at this. Brock's like, oh, geez. It's just a tiny bit of contact, but Brock can't be unhappy about that. James is just smarter. His decision-making coming through the pack is perfect.
Meanwhile, Michael Brandis, who we saw go down in the first turn on the start, is done for the day. We'll find out what's going on with him. Ivan Tedesco out in front, your leader. Number 259, James Bubba Stewart, who was in 40th. I say again, was in 40th, is now in 2nd place. And Ivan Tedesco has got a tall order ahead of him.
You know, the thing, too, is that James didn't exactly rush to get going. I mean, he made sure the bars were straight and, you know, pulled his pants up. And he took his time a little bit to get going. But, you know, I think he knew what he was going to be able to do, so he could afford to take a little longer. Now, battling for the lead, the crowd is already just, they're not even making noise. They're in shock.
As are we. James Bubba Stewart, the last time we saw him racing was in Las Vegas on May 4th. And here he is, 6 weeks later, absolutely dominating the field. He was in dead last in the first turn, and here he is now fighting for first place. And give Ivan Tedesco all the credit in the world. He is making James work for this, and there it is. Unbelievable. James Bubba Stewart is your leader.
I think Ivan had to know that was coming. You know, he can't be mad. Now the crowd's making noise. First because he just flat landed that jump back there to put himself in position for the pass, and now the lead.